Good morning. Hey.
Everyone except Pufflemaster.
What did he do?
Nothing. I'm just calling him out.
I'm Kyle.
Nothing. He was sweet in chat.
And I'm not wearing a white shirt today.
You know, but that's what I recognize as your sleeping shirt more
Really?
than anything. Oh, I'm wearing your white shirt.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Oops.
It is Thursday. Excuse me. I was trying to talk through and it didn't work.
Nailed it. Is it the corona?
It is May 28th. No, it's probably the ceiling I inhaled yesterday, if anything. It has been an interesting morning.
Rude. You're just gonna out me like that?
I figured we'd be more delayed than we were, but actually we're on our usual timing.
Yeah.
By which I mean 5 minutes late, solidly.
I have about 6 band-aids on the right side of my body after tripping. So Gannon is horrified of his leash, like his because we have one of those retractable leashes. So he's scared of the like little plastic
part that you
that
hold.
sucks in the leash. So anyway, I slipped and fell and hit my ankle on concrete, which is also how Rachel broke her ankle. Luckily, I made it out with scrapes, and I just like fell on my entire right side and then slid on concrete. But I had to let go of the leash, and so Gannon took off because the thing that he's most terrified of in our house was now chasing him, and he didn't stop until I had to like get up and be like, Gannon, no, it's okay, Gannon, get it, boy. And then he went and he just like laid in the grass like this, was like, somebody help me. So that happened this morning. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic Thursday.
Oh, you know what? I just realized one of our microphones actually is not.
Oh, well, that's rude. Well, was it mine or yours?
It was two, so it was yours.
What? My whole story.
I think that it still would have picked you up on this one. You were probably a little bit quiet.
Dang.
Yeah, I was on Ian's show yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Thank you to
You did good on
Dylan.
that.
Dylan says I did, or no, it wasn't Dylan. Somebody said I did a good job on Ian's show. Thanks for that.
It was Dylan.
Was it Dylan?
Huh?
Oh, he did. Yeah, okay.
Ooh. So I'm mixing up my drink routine, which is that I'm doing coffee, my normal coffees, but I'm switching up my creamer because I got an assorted creamer pack. And today's
okay.
a sweet cream, and turns out you only need 2 for sweet cream.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Bit much.
Bit much. Might actually go put some more coffee in it. Ooh, for the Writing Wednesday, I don't have a ghost story, but I do have a muffin story. Can I send that in?
Is it a
You
spooky
can
muffin?
send it. No, don't think about it. Is it a spooky muffin? No, don't think. Oh, fuck.
Why?
I like how he looked at this full table
Why
and
do
thought,
that?
there's room for me. Why are the animals so needy this morning?
I don't know. Come here.
This seems
Come
like
here.
a bad way to get this cat
Come
off
here.
it. Okay.
Anyway, we've been doing lots of house repairs, changes, redecorating because we moved. I don't know how much we've talked about it already on the show.
I don't know
but
if we have.
Basically just inverted the house. So the entire downstairs is like work door monster office area, which is where we are right now. And then upstairs is the house. So we
Right.
have like the house over the shop set up with like our living room and bedroom and stuff upstairs just for doing the living things.
Maybe I did mention
so-
this. Is this where I said the upstairs is the downstairs
We've
and the
been-
downstairs is the upstairs?
You said that to Inferno. I can't remember if you said that on the show.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so I'm sore.
I'm sore because I went skating last night, but I
Oh,
killed
yeah.
it.
You did.
I
You did
killed
very
it.
Good.
Progress is being
She's
made.
been practicing. She's getting better. I was gonna touch her leg, but I probably shouldn't.
No, the whole thing is a bruise now. Can I help you? You need help.
Thank you all for joining this morning. Today is show and tell day. We started off thinking Thursdays were going to be like product reviews. Then we realized that was going to be more effort than we were willing to put in, and that it was more fun just to pick something from around the house and talk about it.
I still think product reviews could fit into this category too.
Yeah, easily.
So-
Yeah, that way we can do it if we want, but also if we
have to
can't,
put you
we
down.
can do whatever. Last week we talked about Allison's rocks and her witch hobby.
You're in the way. You can't lick my mouth. I won't let you. I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna put you down.
Glad you can join us on the show for a moment. What was I gonna say? Right, so today's my turn. I have a thing to show and tell about.
Yay! I'm excited for your show and tell. It's a sweet one.
I have it's a whole story leading up to it first. Also today I'm drinking Starbucks Frappuccino. You can tell how I'm doing in the morning by when I drink this. Because if I drink this, it's because I did not have enough time to make tea and I desperately need caffeine.
Fun. I like how you revert to me when things don't go as planned. Alright, so what's your show and tell, my dear?
So my show and tell is, I really, really like Calvin and Hobbes. If you watched my videos before, you've seen I have like the big Calvin and Hobbes collection on my fireplace mantle in my office. It's something that I started reading it back in elementary school. Did you read them? Like, did you have the books in your library at any point?
I had Calvin and Hobbes, but I'm probably the only person willing to admit that I could not understand a single thing in Calvin and Hobbes.
No, it was.
I tried really hard, and everyone was like, Calvin and Hobbes is so great, so funny, so smart. And I'm like, I literally don't know half the words.
I only got like 70% of it, but that was part of why I liked it.
I probably got about 50% of it. I could tell that the jokes were happening, and I still didn't know. And then as I got like, oh, thanks, Devin. For subscribing.
Oh, Devin subscribed. Thank you.
And then as I got like more and more, like as I got older and kept trying to read them, I still didn't understand them.
No, they were.
I'm still not sure I understand them.
They use way too big of words, honestly. Like, it was probably the highest reading level thing I read in school was Calvin and Hobbes.
That makes sense.
For people who don't know what it is, it's like a newspaper cartoon strip. But it's I think it's the best one. It came around.
You say it started as a Saturday morning news strip?
Well, it was like a newspaper comic strip. And that there is a whole small community around, or there was a whole small community around like cartoonists and people that got their cartoons published in newspapers while those were still things and the internet didn't exist yet.
Right.
It reminds me kind of like.
I think there are people in this chat who don't actually know what it is, so...
Yeah, probably.
It's basically, it's a story about a very existentially deep, like...
6-year-old?
I think he's 8.
He's 6.
Is he 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, very existentially deep 6-year-old, and his tiger, which is stuffed, but in his world, comes to life.
Right, yeah. They're both the main characters. Whenever he's around other people, the tiger is drawn as a stuffed animal, because he's actually supposed to be a stuffed animal.
Right.
But yeah, it is just a kid and his stuffed tiger. His parents are characters. There's like a couple other characters from his school. But it's really
Sally,
way
right?
too highbrow comedy for a newspaper comic strip. Really, is what it is.
Compared to all the other ones, I keep moving my mic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because most there are some really big differences, and it's mostly artistic differences. The guy who wrote it is named Bill Watterson. He is a really what's the right word to say it? What's the nice version of pretentious? Like when you have all the things that make you pretentious, but without thinking you're better than other people. What is the word for that? He's very dedicated to the craft and not at all to any of the money. He was. This is all like I think 80s and 90s that most of this happened. Phoenix Rising just says smart. Definitely
I was gonna
smart.
say intellectual, but then you mentioned like you used it in a different form than I was thinking, which is that to describe someone who has lots of things but isn't defined by those things.
Yeah.
I was gonna say artist, but that's inherently like...
He was definitely the starving artist. Like that was like through and through.
Yeah.
That's what he was. He dedicated everything to the work. You have things like Garfield is a great example of the exact opposite, which is this guy started that comic strip and then eventually turned it into a literal machine. I'm pretty sure computers generate those comic strips now and have for like 20 years.
That's why they're horrifying.
Yeah. Bill Watterson handcrafted every single strip. He took forever trying to get into newspapers. Refused to take money and refused to compromise his work for money.
Devin offered the word affluent, which...
affluent is more about... no, that's not correct. That's about, like, wealth, and this is more about, like...
That's true, yeah.
This is his whole thing was artistic integrity, and that was his number one priority, and it took up 100% of his thing.
He's still pretentious. He's just not an asshole.
Yeah. I just don't know. Pretentious, to me, in my mind, comes along the territory of...
No, I think he's also still kind of an asshole.
He might be.
So I
no
think
one's talked to him.
I think he's pretentious. I think he fits.
He might be.
Okay.
He is my kind of pretentious.
Yeah.
I learned. I went back recently and reread a lot of stuff that there's a couple books that he published with like collections of his work with notes that he made in it, and I read through them again and I was like, okay, so I picked up a lot from this guy at a really early age and then forgot. But it was things like he always wanted to like make the comic panels all these like weird and crazy shapes, and the newspapers were like, don't do that, and he did it anyway, and he got himself kicked out of multiple newspapers for it. He has never allowed any merchandising of it either. He never wanted the characters to turn into like stuffed animals or just like common like Snoopy, shows up as the mascot for insurance commercials or something, and he was like, I'm not doing that. So if you ever see any Calvin and Hobbes merchandise, it's not technically legal because he didn't sign off on any of it. And the other weird thing is that he eventually just ended it. Most comic strips just run until they burn out or people get sick of them. He, at some point, was like, I'm done. And he put an ending on it, and he quit, and then he moved, I think, out in the middle of, like, Arizona or something, and stopped talking to anybody.
Yep.
So, no one talks to him. No one knows how to get hold of him. No one knows where he is. He's just living with his family happily somewhere and not being bothered by people.
Yep.
Cut to much, much later. I read all these books growing up. I loved they definitely heavily influenced my own work a lot in the early days. I made comic strips for a while, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man.
In high school.
We should definitely have an episode where we go through some of your old sketchbooks and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know where I have that, but I have a book that I like published with my comic strips in it from high school too.
Right.
It was available on Amazon for a brief period of time back in the really early Newgrounds days.
Wow. Okay. That would be amazing.
And yeah, so big influence on me personally. I've always been a big fan. My brother Reed has also always been a pretty big fan.
He basically embodies like everything you believe in. He doesn't like anything about celebrity or fame culture. He only wanted to make the art that he wanted to make. He regularly turned down people who were trying to like sell him out, basically. He only ever did it for the money that he could make.
And he was poor for a while, and now I think he lives in a freaking mansion or something, probably, because he has...
Really?
Cause just from his book sales, because again, he didn't merchandise anything.
Right, yeah,
just from the book sales. But yeah, no, I learned all that from him.
He didn't merchandise anything, but I see those Calvin and Hobbes stickers everywhere.
Yeah, those are all bootleg.
Oh my gosh.
There was one day, I don't know, you and me were like hanging out with Ian and Rachel and Aaron or something, is what I remember. We were at their house. I got a phone call from Reed, because Reed was just excited, and he was like, I'm not going to give away too many details here, but...
This is what Reed said?
Reed basically called and was like, hey, so I just need to tell somebody this who will care. This guy I've been working with at my job for 2 years, who he's mentioned before.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned in the somebody else in the room like called him Watterson by his last name or something, and so Reed out loud was like, oh, like Bill Watterson, not thinking anybody would actually get that.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah. And he was like, what do you mean, yeah? He's like, yeah, that's my brother. He was like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? Turns out he actually was. Reed had been working with him for 2 years.
Had been working with Bill?
With his brother.
Okay.
This guy who's I'm not gonna give any names, locations, job titles, anything like that, just because again, all of it they're all very private, so I'm not gonna give away any information. But yeah, Reed had been working with his brother for 2 years without realizing it. And that was just crazy. It was just kind of this little thing we just kind of like shared a moment together. And then later, like a few months later for my birthday, Reed started teasing that he had the best present for me ever. Like, this is like a whole thing. He kept calling me and being like, I got the best present, you're not going to be able to top my present. And so I was like, okay, it's Reed, so either it's the biggest troll in the world, or he's right. There's not going to be anywhere in between.
Yeah.
So on my birthday, he gives me a box, and I open it up, and it's my Calvin and Hobbes book. Like, my actual physical Calvin and Hobbes book that I left at my parents' house. It was the first one of his collections that he ever published. And it was also the first one I ever bought, coincidentally.
Yeah.
Like back in Dripping Springs Elementary School, back when I lived out in freaking nowhere, Texas, from the library. And so I open it up, and inside is, on the front page, friggin' signature to me from Bill Watterson. And you can tell it's from him because it's in the exact same. Is it in focus?
No, I can make it in focus if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get this in focus here. It's in the exact same handwriting as the signature printed on the page. Try to get the sun off of it. There we go.
Oh, it's sensitive. Hang on. And it's delayed.
Look at that. So yeah, he won. I've not been able to top Reed yet on gift giving. Apparently, the Bill's brother had been going to visit him. Asked Reed if he wanted to bring anything to sign. So Reed came home, secretly stole my book, gave it to him, and he took it there and got it signed. Which is really cool because again, there isn't a way to contact him. Like there isn't like a no, he doesn't go places. He doesn't do signings. He doesn't like. I've seen cartoonists like at. There was one at PAX even this last year. The one that does. I think the Pearls Before Swine guy was there, and he's. Yeah. Yeah. I actually liked those too. Those were pretty good. But yeah, Bill Watterson just doesn't make appearances, doesn't sign stuff, doesn't do anything. So that's probably the most valuable thing I own now. And that has been hanging proudly in my office. I very surgically removed that page from the book it was in.
Isn't that the year I took you to Rhode Island?
Was it?
I don't know. I did something really freaking amazing for your birthday that year.
That was also really freaking amazing.
I don't think it was Rhode Island. I don't remember which one it was, but I did something really great for your birthday. And then Reed got you this. And you were like, "This is the most amazing thing ever." And I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
Whatever you did was also awesome, I'm sure.
I guess it's not that awesome because neither of us can really remember what it was.
If it was Rhode Island, then yeah, that was pretty great.
That was pretty great. That was super cool.
That was a fun trip. We actually probably met some of the people that might be in the chat on that trip.
Met one of our moderators on that trip.
Anyway, that's my show and tell. I have a signed book copy from Bill Watterson, and it's his first book and my first book, and it's great. It just couldn't have been more perfect. And my brother won birthdays for the foreseeable future between him and me. I'm not saying he outdid you. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I can't top it back at him. I can't beat him for a while until I get famous enough to get somebody else he likes to come out. But he doesn't like people anyway, so I don't know how I would
That's true.
make that work.
That's fair. Reed doesn't like geek out about things like you do in the same way.
At least not the same things, like weird indie bands or something that I would never have any connection to.
That's fair. It's always weird that Reed geeks out about like weird indie bands because like Reed could also just be a weird indie band. Like no one's closer to a normal person than weird indie bands.
Yeah.
I know like 5.
Yeah, right.
Personally.
You don't even have to be able to sing.
No, not if you're indie. But yeah.
Devin says she's hated Bill Watterson ever since.
I have no strong feelings about this actually. Like I'm really excited that you're excited, but I don't get
I love it.
I don't get weird.
Makes me happy.
I don't get weird like that about anyone. I'm trying to think of like someone that I would just be like totally like that I like enough to want a signature from.
I have a pretty high standard for like
Bill Watterson makes sense for you.
Yeah, like people who have significantly influeed my entire life philosophy make the list, but that's about what it takes.
I'm not sure.
It's like Bill Watterson and Jon Stewart are like the two.
Yeah.
Maybe Matt Mercer also a little bit.
I'm not sure I can think of anyone who's influenced my life philosophy like that. That's like famous.
Yeah. No, you just have people in your personal life like a a normal person.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's actually more. Well, I think it's more normal to have someone that you would like love an autograph from.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
like,
I think that's pretty common.
I can't think of anybody.
I think most people's threshold is much lower too. I think it's like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
If they're famous and they've been in a thing I like, that's usually all it takes. Not that I wouldn't like an autograph from like not that it wouldn't be cool to have an autograph from an actor I like or something. I just wouldn't like go out of my way to get it or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like frustrating because like one of my favorite books that shaped everything about the way that I appreciate writing and characters and stories is written by Ken Follett, who I have no desire to meet.
You don't know who that is at all outside the context of the book?
I think he's like some 60-year-old white guy that just like makes weird ass books.
Almost definitely.
Yeah. Like, why would I want to meet that
Also
person?
known as an author. That's what they are.
Right.
Only other thing I think of is like me and Ian paid money and stood in line to get a photo with Stan Lee once. That was a thing, but like,
Oh, yeah.
that also makes sense to me.
That totally makes
That easily
sense.
passes that threshold.
I wouldn't do it, but I definitely I would nerd out on things. Like, I would kill a man to go to like Harry Potter World. Like, I would totally do
You
that.
can just pay. It's there.
No, it's much more expensive. But yeah, like that kind of thing. I can nerd out about certain things that I love, but I don't usually attribute them to like to people for some reason.
No, that's fair. I don't have a... Well, it's also... I think one of the reasons I don't, like, really, like, freak out over celebrities or anything is because we've worked enough within the same field that when I see them, it's like, I know what you do.
Right.
I don't know, I feel a more of a relatability, like, you're a person, you have a job, I know your job, I've done your job, I've seen your job performed. The things that bother me the most is being around other filmmakers who also still act like that, though.
Yeah.
That's just extremely frustrating.
So our new subscriber today, Devin, is a new follower of the channel who just binge watched all of our videos and said
wow.
your Spider-Man is movie worthy.
Oh, thank you. That is high praise. Thank you.
That's
I appreciate
really nice.
that.
Your Spider-Man's pretty freaking good, though. Should have seen you at Comic-Con. Kyle had just like people surrounding him the entire. We couldn't go like 5
You
steps.
take a lot of pictures with kids, and then I got horribly sick right afterwards, so those are probably related.
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Was it the
Yeah.
one where I went as Roxy?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that was the same one.
that's when you got sick because of the children. Dang, that sucks.
Got too close to the children. Paid
That
for it.
sucks. Anyway, thanks Dylan for joining us
How
on
many
the
hours
stream.
straight have you been watching us? if you've been watching all of our videos.
You don't ask people how long they've been binge watching. You just accept that they have. You just allow them.
Well, we've
to
had
have
people
done it.
show up and say, like, I just finished watching this over the last 70 hours. And I was like, geez, why? Why are you doing this to yourself?
Quarantine.
No, that was way before quarantine. I haven't gotten most of those during quarantine. That was just like during the year, somebody would just be like, just finished binge watching every single one of your videos without stopping. Me and you would be like, please stop.
I do that sometimes. What is Autumn saying? I can't see
He
it.
says, I find it really harmful to look up to people. It's not fair to me to see anyone as above me, and it's not fair to them to be put on a pedestal either. I entirely agree.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very weird for anybody to put anyone above or below them for any reason other than extreme moral deficiency, I guess.
Is that supposed to be in sync with us?
No.
That one's not?
No, yeah, there's I don't know why there's a little bit of a delay on the feed there, but
Okay. But we're in sync still.
yeah, that and the audio should be exporting at roughly the same time to the
Okay.
Twitch. It slowly desyncs over the course of the whole show, but
Uh-oh. Now we're on Spider-Man.
yay. Phoenix Rising says, Kyle Spider-Man is better than Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Yes. I did it. Then again, Tobey does a great Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield is a decent Spider-Man, Tom Holland is great at both. So I'd say Kyle is good at being both Peter Parker and Spider-Man here. Wow.
I agree.
On par with Tom Holland.
It's hard because, like, I've rewatched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and they're just really horrible. I mean, I loved them at the time. But they're bad. They age worse than most 80s
They're great.
movies.
They're terrible, but they're great.
Not really. No, they're actually just pretty bad.
There's a lot of things that are they're.
I mean, they're fun,
yeah.
but that's because they aged so terribly.
They don't age super well.
I think the Spider-Man fan base is probably one of the most forgiving.
I'll never dislike them. They aren't.
Yeah.
They just aren't as good as the. I'm not going to try and argue for the Andrew Garfield ones because that just sparks the whole thing, but like the Tom Holland movies are definitely better in almost every way to the Tobey Maguire movies.
I like
it's not fair because there's a 20-year difference between them and people learned a lot.
Yeah.
But they're just, it's just what happens, right?
The newest Spider-Man movies are so much fun to watch. I think Andrew Garfield's still my favorite. I also dislike things that people like punch down my throat as like the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And the Tom Holland train is like a little tired for me.
Tom
personally.
Holland is or Tobey Maguire?
Tom Holland.
I haven't
The
heard
Tom Holland
people going off about those that much, actually. I've heard usually most people disagreeing on those.
What? On the newest Spider-Man movies?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed things on the Tobey Maguire ones are the ones that Spider-Man fans are like, no, these are always the best one. It's like no matter what Spider-Man movie comes out, it's like Spider-Man 2 was the best Spider-Man movie, like always.
I did like those.
Cue
actually.
Ricky, are you there?
Ricky
I know this is your
Ricky
thing.
hasn't been around. Yeah, I don't know. I don't dig. I like it. I like watching the new ones, but they're I don't know. I'm weird about superheroes, as chat has been around for many times. They're unrelatable to me personally. They could introduce relatable characters to me. They won't. Rude.
Yeah. He'll get there.
Scarlet Witch is the best direction to go in,
Yeah.
but they made the most relatable female character of all time, Black Widow.
In another 10 years, they'll burn through all the available options, and then either they'll have to make new ones, which they won't do, or they'll have to reset the old ones, and they'll probably like gender swap them because that's what the comic books did. So we'll get a wave of female versions of the same superheroes.
Oh, Ricky was summoned.
Hey.
He wasn't even in chat. He just knew
He
it was
just heard.
happening. Wandering Wig Maleri. I just watched the 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies the other night with my brother, and they were awesome. They are good. Like, I can't say that they're not enjoyable to watch. They're really good.
People hated them. It was me and Ian very much did not. It was a whole thing. We argued with people for a long time. I'm still burnt out on that discussion.
The Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was probably the least liked Spider-Man movie ever.
I liked it.
And me and Ian, it actually changed. It taught me new things about writing. Me and Ian were so excited talking about it, and then we went on the internet and everybody was just trashing it. We were like, well, I guess we'll just back out of the room slowly and hope no one notices.
I have something to talk about, but I'm wondering if anyone in chat... I'm just going to ask. Does anybody in chat know who Lele Pons is? Just curious. Just let me know if you do, because I have something I want to talk about, but...
Should we go to Matt first and then come back to that?
Yeah, let's go to Matt.
Okay. Let me see if he just happens to be on Discord. Occasionally, he's already on. He's not.
Oh no. People have heard of her. Let's see. Nope.
How would you describe her?
Yes. She is wasn't she Vine first?
I think she probably was Vine first, yeah.
She is a Vine star turned YouTuber who makes some of the worst content I have ever seen. And it's not because there's not effort put into it, it's because it's bad. And Kyle and I were having a whole conversation about how writing is confusing because while we can't watch it because of how bad it is, it has easily 40 million views regularly.
I mean, we will never catch up to her level of success.
No.
It is. She has a massive fan base.
Yeah.
Did you have something you wanted to say about it, or
We're gonna continue back.
Oh, okay. But back to Lele Pons talk in just a moment. First, let's check in with Matt. Pausing.
Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien, et toi?
Matt,
Bonjour!
how's it going?
It's lit, how are you?
We're doing pretty good.
My
Yeah.
whole body itches.
Allison harmed herself.
What did you do to yourself?
I tripped.
On what?
Mud.
What were you doing outside? That's where the mud's at.
I was walking the dog.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
I was recently bathed in the light of Christ.
I can tell. Is it still happening? Are we interrupting?
Yeah, this is actually a pretty personal moment between me and Jesus. If y'all could fuck off.
Wow. I can't believe we interrupted like that.
Just kidding.
I felt rude and invasive.
Well, are you okay? Did you hurt yourself too bad when you twipped?
I just sort of scraped up the right side of my body from hand to ankle. It's just a series of small bloody scrapes.
We're talking bad twip.
I mean, Rachel broke her ankle doing the same thing, so I feel like I got out.
Yeah, but don't compare your pain to others, you know.
Okay.
It's very philosophical of me to say that. Very mature.
We've had some philosophical moments already in chat, so just
like what?
on this one. How do you feel about celebrity culture?
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, yeah.
This is why we're friends.
The worst.
Is there anybody
Yeah.
famous enough that you would love an autograph from?
No.
No one?
Fuck no.
Not even Ryan Gosling,
Well-
your twin brother?
There's people famous enough, I guess, that I would like want to meet and speak to, but like autographs are the dumbest shit on earth. It's narcissistic to want an autograph. I think it's just like it's I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain, but it's stupid.
You're just roasting Kyle right now.
Well, how do you? I have a signed page of my first Calvin and Hobbes book by the guy who wrote Calvin and Hobbes. How do you feel about that?
That's different than like asking a celebrity for an autograph on the street.
Sure.
That's
I agree.
like asking for an autograph on the street is like, I don't know, like I don't care about you as a human. I just need to prove to my friends that I met you.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
like getting a signature from someone you respect on like that's shit you could sell too.
For
So
sure.
that's pretty cool.
Actually, when I met Kyle, the first thing I wanted was him to sign something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he was the only
She was
celebrity I'd
my
ever
first
met.
my first fan.
I was, truly.
My first fan interaction.
I think you had 1,000 subscribers.
Hey, it's Ryan.
Oh, hey!
Everyone say hello.
Hi, Ryan.
He's leaving because he can't stand my bullshit anymore.
No, he's adorable.
Yeah, dude, give me a Wonder Shows and I'd kiss you.
Wonder shows it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The medium is cheaper today because it's Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the wonder shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, see you, buddy.
All right.
He's so cute.
I know. Stop telling him that. He's cuter than me, and it's pissing me off.
Oh, yeah.
Has
No one
Ryan's
say- no
facial
one say
hair
that
ever
anymore.
changed?
No.
He looks exactly the same as he did in college.
Yeah, his mustache gets larger or smaller, but it's still a mustache.
When are you going to do that house tour?
You can't know about me.
What do you mean? What about an art tour? Can
You
you, use
can't-
an art tour?
Oh, there's no art in here.
It's only art.
I have some Spencer's Gifts ass posters that I just put up because, just because we needed something on the wall. But
They speak to you.
yeah, they do at the night times. They whisper into my ear.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Ryan's back. He's never left the house without forgetting some shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ryan is adorable.
Stop
Yeah.
saying that.
Sorry.
I'm jealous.
He's always giving me like the best Luigi vibes.
We talk about you like this when
Yeah.
you're not here, Matt. Does that help?
Yes, it does help. Thank
She's
you.
not lying.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. So kawaii, Matt.
Should I still do
Oh
the
my God,
thing I
someone
was
needs to make a
planned that I
kawaii
planned?
picture. What'd you do?
Should I still do the thing that I planned?
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. I already burned some time.
No, you're fine.
I'm fine.
Today's chill day.
Yeah, we
Chill
were just
day.
talking about Spider-Man again, and God knows we've done that enough.
Sure.
All right. We're gonna have a lot of fun and play some fucking hangman, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
I'm good at hangman.
I don't have any paper papier, so I have
Are those paper towels?
paper towels. Yes.
You don't have any paper?
No, ma'am.
It's like the chat will be playing along.
Yes, the chat will be playing.
Our shot is sideways. Let me
That's
see if I can
fine.
rotate it on my end.
You know what it is? It's because I always have my screen locked.
Yeah.
So let me see if.
No, hold on. If you do it on your end, it's just gonna go
did it,
crazy.
he did it.
Too late.
No, but now I gotta uncrop it. It'd be
Oh.
easier for me just to rotate it.
Matt,
Well-
unrotate it.
God damn it. well now y'all are seeing my notifications and shit.
No.
Okay.
There we go. Perfect, Matt.
All right. That's good.
Yeah.
All
Are we
right.
gonna let chat play or are we gonna play?
You have to let chat play. Come on.
Yeah.
Alright, our first one is E.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't let chat play. That was the dumbest thing that I've ever heard.
Does that mean there's no E's?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
E.
Uh huh. There's one
There's
E.
there's one E?
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, we're just gonna do the vowels.
A. That's how you play hangman!
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Chat, just start submitting letters. We're just gonna do them in order.
We've had
What?
lots of
Can you tell-
E's and A's.
you tell
Oh,
it's
look
an
at him
A?
go.
Yes.
All right, what do we got next?
Good lord.
What was the
I'm
first
just being
one?
flooded with letters. After that, we got O. Submitted by Oren.
Maybe I shouldn't have made this so long. I think it's going to have most letters in it. 1-0.
After O, we have D.
From Phoenix Rising.
D.
Damn
The
it.
D and the O are going to look the same, but that's a D.
Then we have a Q.
Well,
Puffle
hold
Master's
on
gonna-
now. I've got one
Oh.
more D to do.
All right.
Pufflemaster decided to ruin everything by suggesting Q.
All right. That's a big old noggin right there, boy.
A big old noggin.
Yeah. And it's going to be, I'll add details. This is Kyle. So if you all lose, you're killing Kyle.
No.
Wow.
You
That's
can tell
rough.
it's him because of the curly hair.
Wow.
All right, we got a
Rude.
new one. It's T.
Hey, man, it's not my fault. It's people that fail the game.
I agree.
T. 2 T's.
And we got an I from Devin.
All right, there's one word solved.
It.
2.
Okay.
Hold on, there's lots of I's.
Oh.
Yeah, look at all those I's.
Jack's Hammer says S.
S?
S.
Ooh, I think we're making a little body over here.
Oh, there's no S's.
There's no S's?
There's no plurals anywhere.
I know the right letter to guess, but I won't do it. I'm letting chat play.
Libin de Small says Z.
Lil
All right.
Ben de Small.
I
The
think
Lil-
this person wants to kill you.
Yeah, apparently.
More like Lil Ben de bitch.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Pufflemaster said B.
Wait, did you say Puzzle Master?
Pufflemaster.
Okay, that makes sense. Why they got this wrong. Did you say B?
B.
Yeah, terrible guess.
No. Guys, you're killing me.
There's so many letters, guys.
We already
R.
did A and T, right?
R.
Are you throwing in R?
I'm throwing an R.
All right.
All right. Yes, there's an R.
Save me.
Can y'all still tell what these letters are?
Yeah. It ooh your at yaid.
Yep, that's it.
It could something.
We have an F.
I am something.
Phoenix Rising says F.
Is someone guessing F, or did something just bad happen? in the
They're
chat?
guessing F.
Okay. Damn. Wow. I thought y'all would really win this.
Ah.
I did too. Chat.
We got the S again.
They're guessing wrong on
We got T.
purpose.
That doesn't count. Those
No
don't
one
count.
guessed.
Have we done C?
You have
We have
not.
C.
You're doing C.
Am I dead or is it there?
We got a C.
Definitely there.
Oh wait. We forgot a T earlier. Sorry about that.
Crying.
Okay, so it something with maybe.
I thought the second word was going to be
With
could, but now I'm unsure.
I am with could. I'm trying to tell if I can. Once we guess it, we can stop reading off letters. It's
Yeah,
up
you
to us
just
to
say
guess.
it if you guess.
We're really far back in chat, so if chat has guessed it, we have not seen it yet.
Okay.
Let's see if anybody knows what it
Because
is.
we're trying to.
They're just screaming at you. Bloody murder.
Let's see.
Somebody suggests. Autumn suggests
No.
it starts with. It would appear that.
Oh yeah, it would is correct. It would appear. No, it can't be that because we already have T's down.
Oh, that's true.
It would appear.
Oh shit. Okay. So we got a T. And this isn't an A.
Thanks, Autumn.
This is an A. You know, it's
Oh, okay.
pressure to do this.
I'm gonna throw out an H.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's an H there.
All right, Autumn killing it. All right,
I'm skipping a bunch. Sorry for anybody that I'm skipping. Let's see.
is it? It would appear.
The chemist of the sun says
It
the
would
last
appear
word.
that
is
I am
child.
with child.
Wait,
Ding
is
ding
that
ding 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 ding. You got it.
Beautiful. Matt,
That
are
is
you
correct.
okay? Oh.
I have an announcement to make, you
Oh
guys.
my gosh! Congratulations! What is
Thank
that? A
you.
balloon or
No,
pillow?
it's my son.
Like you eat something last night, or
No, I'm making a child within my womb,
okay?
and he will be a strong man, and he'll
Oh,
carry
it's
on
gotta
my
be
legacy.
a boy, huh?
No, I
It's
just
always
know
a
what
boy.
he is already because he whispers to me in my sleep.
Oh God. Is
He tells me about
is
the
this
man
part of
he's going
the
to be.
religious moment you were having when we tuned in? Should we?
Yeah, what do you think
go?
Jesus did when he came to me?
I guess give you a boy.
Yes.
Is
Very
this Jesus 2?
Yeah, this is
The
second,
return of Jesus? Is this happening now?
The Jesus
Oh, you gotta
sequel. I'm
rotate.
very proud to be the holy chalice, as it were, to be the holder of the seed.
What is that? What is,
All right,
is that?
well-
Just like a pair of pants, or
It's a child, Allison. You will not
Leave
enter
him
the
alone,
kingdom of
Allison.
heaven. If
sorry?
you keep saying
I'm sorry
this
for body
blasphemy.
shaming you.
It's cruel.
All right, thanks, Matt. That was fun.
You're welcome. I'm happy to share this excitement with you.
It feels shared.
We'll check in tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Well, these segments. I feel like these segments are gonna get like just super weird.
I'm excited.
this
We
is
allowed
just
this.
the start.
We made this happen.
No, I started this ball rolling. I did it on purpose. I want to see where it goes. Here, I turn our volume back down before I blast the music. That was.
Fun fact: my IRL name can be loosely interpreted as Jesus, but immortal is fine.
What?
I'm gonna guess his real name isn't Autumn.
Oh. All right.
Well, all right. What is
What are we
it?
talking about?
Firstborn names are always so dramatic. Did Matt mention a name?
Jesus.
No, the name of the baby.
Jesus 2.
No, Jesus came to Matt.
Yeah.
Jesus 2. Jesus 2.
Anyway, you were talking about Lele Pons. Oh, hey, Wandering Wing Malaria says, guys, I found Matt's TikTok last night after his video popped up on my feed and I realized it was him. I screamed.
Go follow Matt
That's
on
awesome.
TikTok. His name is Meat Drone.
Yes, it is Meat Drone.
His one about sitting down and it hurts, I think, is going viral.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That was
think
a really
so.
good one.
Yeah, it's solid. So what are we on? Are we on headlines now?
Yeah. Headlines.
All right.
And if you wanted to finish, if you had anything else you wanted to say about Lele Pons, you were on
No, I don't think enough people know what that is.
that. Okay.
All right.
She makes bad sketches. Don't watch it. I think that's the summary.
Let's see. What did I looked this up this morning. I can't remember what either of these are.
The chemical of the sun, or the chemist of the sun says.
alchemist.
The alchemist of the sun says Matt has become the stream's weird uncle that we love spending time with.
Oh, here, Kyle. This is one for you to explain to me.
Okay.
Today I learned about pan-human love.
What?
In the past 300,000 years, we overlapped with 6 known human species.
Ooh,
all,
yeah, this will take
all,
up the rest of the time.
all but us now extinct, though we interbred and carry the DNA of at least 2, which is Denisovans and Neanderthals. Some Neanderthal skeletons carry our DNA too, and Denisovans and Neanderthals mix separately from us also. So could you please explain,
So
are there other...
It's super fascinating because I think most people know this. It's not like it's uncommon knowledge, but it's just really weird to me sometimes just to like ponder, just to think that at one point there were other humanoid things on Earth that weren't humans. Like just as part of like the world's evolution, there were multiple species
Yeah,
all walking around at the same time.
yeah.
It's super weird. It's like it's
So what happened to
it
them?
just
Why
throws you
didn't...
off. We did for the most part. That's the assumption.
We're so racist.
No one knows for sure, but it's assumed that humans probably played a part in the extinction of some of the other creatures. It also could have just been that the world was a terrifying place, and we happened to survive because we we formed tighter social bonds. That's the assumed advantage that humans had over other people. Because like the Neanderthals were just physically better than us in every possible way. They were bigger, stronger, smarter. They did everything better than we did.
So did we kill them?
But they aged way faster. They hit maturity at like 13.
Yeah.
Which means they didn't have to rely on each other for as long.
Okay.
Humans took forever to mature, so we had to rely on each other for support, which meant that we formed tighter groups. And when you're in tighter groups, you all continue supporting each other, and then you
So what are we?
survive. What are we?
Yeah.
We are
In these-
Homo sapiens, I guess. I'm not sure exactly if that's the
So like, I don't know if I
slash
get
humans, I guess.
Evolution has always been really hard for me to grasp. Not like in concept, but in practice, like
Yeah.
in functionality. Because like I don't know, because you'll say things like technically that snail is as evolved as we are,
Right.
and I'm like that snail beat out all of the other types of humans to exist.
Well, there's the other, like Princeps says, humans were better. That's why we survived. It's
So are we
kinda
humans?
true, but like better is really subjective. It's really
Well, I
just
know we're
about how
humans,
well
but-
you can adapt to the environment and how well you fit the environment that you're in.
Yeah.
Because like,
And who's gonna murder who first?
right. Well, and sometimes you might not even have to because the world will kill you by itself.
True.
What was your actual question? Did you have
I guess I just don't get it.
you don't get which part of it? Where do I start?
I don't know.
I
Well,
like talking about it. I'm not an
I-
authority on this. It's just something I'm really fascinated by, especially just the fact that like other humanoid things existing is
Yeah, I guess
is
I don't
crazy.
understand.
There are like at least 5 other ones prominently in different parts of the world.
Is that what it was? They're just other places? Like, when
Kinda.
could this have happened?
I think evolution is hard for people to wrap their minds around most of the time because it happens so slowly. You know
Yeah.
those videos where like they speed up videos of plants and the plants actually just like move fluidly?
Yeah.
But they just happen so much slower than us that we don't like see it that way.
Yeah.
You almost have to think of it as like that. It's like an ecosystem of things just like bubble off and like change and then disappear or change into other things or bubble off again. Like
So the idea is that, like,
it starts as like
did all of these different types come from monkeys in theory?
not from monkeys, but monkeys and us and all these things all came from one proto thing. So like
Oh, we didn't
there
come from
was
monkeys?
no monkeys. It wasn't like monkey to human. It wasn't
Well,
like
no.
thing to monkey to human. It was like thing branches into a whole bunch of different things. And monkeys and apes and
Then what
gorillas
did-
and
then what did we
Neanderthals and
start
humans
as?
all are like those branches.
I don't understand what it was.
Something else, something that was a precursor to all of those things.
So we can't trace what we previously were at all?
We probably can. There are probably fossil records of some things. I don't know off the top of my head what it is. It's probably not. Well, that's the other thing too, is that humans try to like distinctly categorize all of these things, right? Like
Yeah.
we look at like creatures today and we go like, that's an elephant, but there wasn't like a hard line where it started being an elephant, you know? Like there wasn't like a prehistoric elephant that one day gave birth to a baby elephant suddenly, like it's a different thing, and then there were elephants. Like it's a very slow change, and then we as humans who need to apply patterns to everything come in and we separate it into like we're gonna call this era of this creature by this name, and we're gonna call this era of this same creature by this name.
So you
But-
can't tell me what we were before we were this?
I don't know enough. I'm sure someone could. I'm sure.
So
if you look it up,
Neanderthals
there
are actually
names,
just
but-
different? They're not what we were first?
No, yeah, they're actually just a different species. Like they're a different branch off of the species.
Man, school teaching suck.
I agree.
Literally didn't know any of this. How did I even fail biology if everything they taught me was wrong anyway?
That's a great question, actually. That does seem kind of messed up now that you put it that way.
Right? Seems a little rude now that I'm thinking about it. Actually, my biology class was mostly genetics, not evolution, but like
Yeah.
the little genetic grid thing. Which,
Funny thing, it's all the same thing, despite what the Texas Board of Education might try to tell you. What
do you mean it's all the same
the same? Genetics, the genetics you learned are just looking at evolution at a smaller, like in a,
Oh,
through
yeah.
a little window. It's the same stuff.
they did say
It's all the same
that.
mechanics.
No, yeah, my high school wasn't like Christian or anything, so
No,
we-
but it was still in Texas, and the
True.
Texas the board that picks out the textbooks in Texas is still old white Christian men, so they
Okay.
pick out the ones that support things that they want.
Let me tell you about my teacher, though. I would describe my teacher to have the exact same personality as Ricky Gervais on a bad day. in my biology class. So
Well, then you probably turned out alright.
he regularly came in grumbling about the school system, the board of education,
Okay.
literally everything. But
Sounds
he took
like
it.
I like this guy.
He took it out on us.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
he would
not
like
good.
come into class and he would just complain about literally everything loudly and like sit in a corner and grumble about like other teachers or how this whatever he's teaching in this class doesn't mean anything and this isn't even accurate, but here's what he's teaching us. Like there were so many times he would explain something and go, "This isn't true, but you have to learn it this way, so memorize it." And so that happened a lot.
Wow.
And then like he also when we had to like turn in papers, we had to turn them in and he would go over how many people got something right in the class. So like there's a percentage, like 20 kids in the class. So if like 3 people got it wrong, he would go through the list and he would go, "So looks like 3 people got this question wrong. Who was stupid enough to do that?" And then everyone who got it wrong had to raise their hand. So he could essentially mock us for having gotten that answer wrong.
Yeah.
So I quit going to that class, hence not doing well in biology.
That's pretty crappy. All of his frustrations, I think, are justified, but at least like commiserate on it with people. Don't like take it out on
No,
the,
yeah,
on the
he was-
children in your class.
He was fascinating. He also got into a fight with one of the students because she stood up in the middle of the class and she said, "I'm sick of the way you treat us." She just stood up and she was like, "You need to get better at this or I'm literally going to complain to someone above you." And then walked out. We didn't see her for like 2 months. So he got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
She was
I was
not
gonna say, I
joking.
bet by his decision or someone else's, you were probably there during one of his last couple years.
Yeah, I don't think he stuck around for very long. He was
Yeah.
also young too. He was like under 30. So he was just miserable.
Well, yeah, once you
twat.
pass 30, you've accepted that that's the world you live in, probably.
Yeah, he was just truly like an insufferable asshole. So I didn't learn anything in biology.
Fair enough.
High
Which is
school
too bad,
biology.
because it sounds like he was more equipped than most of the others to teach it to you if he had decided to do that.
I have really good excuses for never learning anything. 'Cause I didn't learn most things. Like chemistry was great. I loved my chemistry class. Our teacher's name was Miss Faulkner. Always nice.
Yeah.
And she was unaffectionately and also kind of affectionately referred to Dinosaur Lady. It's because, for whatever reason, she had decided that the best pose for her to stand in was this.
No.
So she
Why?
would walk around like like looking at like she
Why?
would go through the desks like this. I just sort of like
Did no
looking
one
at
ever
people.
tell her?
She knew people called her that. And she didn't stand like that. She could stand normally. It was just like she would go and like look and like look. And so she would just sort of like walk through the aisle like this. Anyway, she was a great chemistry teacher, but then I got sick and I missed a week, and it was the week we went over moles. How was I ever going to recover from that? I would have had to get a tutor to spend every waking second with me to teach me what I couldn't understand about moles.
Yeah.
Because I missed the week where we learned all of the basis for it. So I just got a C+. I begged her for any extra credit that she could let me that had nothing to do with moles, and she allowed me to do that. Because fuck moles. Fuck that. So mad about it.
I had a couple teachers too that were both teachers from the community college that came and taught like college classes at the high school, and they both had really weird quirks, and I loved one of them and he could not stand the other one.
Which class was it?
Yeah, what was the class with the one was my government class.
Oh, I had a
and
great government class.
I loved it. He was
Yeah.
great. It was the U.S. government class. He taught it a little differently than his whole angle was like, here was the process of making the country from the perspective of the people who tried to put it together and the safeguards they attempted to put in place and why. And it was
Yeah.
really interesting. And also he spoke like he was gargling gravel the entire time. He just had one of those voices.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like the way the Thing probably talks from the Fantastic Four, that's what he sounded like.
Yeah.
So his class I loved. And then the other one I think was economics. So already at a disadvantage there.
Yeah.
And the lady who did it did like lizard tongue movements the entire time she
This is the one you didn't
she talked.
like?
Yeah. Like her tongue would like flick out like in between talking. And it was extremely distracting. Especially because the things she was saying were not remotely riveting.
My government teacher, like the first week of government, she's like, "What do you understand about government?" And like 3 white boys that had like fishing hats on raised their hands.
Yeah.
And they were like, "I know most things about government." And she's like, "Please explain." And then they said, "Bullshit." And she was like, "Okay, here's what we're gonna do." She said, "I'm gonna read off a series of ideologies, and you're going to go to whichever category you like. You're gonna go stand in this part of the room, and I'm gonna tell you what category it falls under." And so she read off ideologies from Republicans, Democrats, Green Party, Libertarians, and like a series of other ones.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what we were going into. We just had to keep track. So if you stood over there, it was like 1 point, and that was Republican. If you stood over there, it was like 2 points. So then you totaled up your points and like where you were, and you came out as one of those groups.
Yeah.
And I was very far. Well, there wasn't like left and right. I was a very strong Democrat with like green leaning.
Yeah.
The least amount of people we had were Republicans. There were very few Republicans.
Interesting.
Even the people who would definitely identify themselves as Republicans weren't when they were in a classroom with a bunch of other kids, and they brought up things like, do you think, you should have access to this? And then they're like, oh yeah, I guess so. So it was just fascinating to see. And that's when I learned what government was, actually. And then they also talked about like how the government was actually built in America and like checks and balances, and I thought, all of this is super cool, makes total sense. Now I'm an adult, none of it is super cool and it doesn't make any sense. So that was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good way to get kids interested and just like, here's where this isn't what you are, but it's like, if you want to learn more about how to vote, look to these different things because you just decided you feel this way about it. It was basically like that political quiz that you take that tells you who to vote for.
Yeah.
But as a high school exercise, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You and I both had some pretty like cartoon character
And we absolutely did.
Over the course of our life.
Yeah. Oh, Princep says, we had a bad geography teacher. If she liked you, you would get a 5. If not, here, 3. These numbers don't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But
I'm not familiar with this grading system.
my geography teacher was a coach. So
Yeah.
I would say about
I had a couple of those.
70% of my class was coloring. They handed us maps and they would go, color India. And I'm like, shit, I have to find India. And you didn't teach me where that was.
I had an actual like Malcolm in the Middle style like class. I had a biology class. I got signed up for the AP biology class in I think my first year of high school.
Yeah.
And I went in and it was like fully decked out lab, stuff all over the walls, extremely smart kids, extremely smart teacher. They handed out all the coursework and I was like, I don't want to do this. This is way too much. Like, I probably could. I've done stuff before. I don't think I'm dumb, but I just don't want to spend all my time doing this. Sounds miserable.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to take the next class down because I just don't find this worth it.
Yeah.
And so I did, but the class down ended up being in like a room in the middle of the building with no windows, nothing on the walls. It was like a prison cell with a bunch of kids that were like in their second senior year at the school, and a coach teaching the biology class that would start every day by yelling at everyone for something they did the last time around and trying to give some inspirational speech to get them to do literally anything.
Yeah.
So I somehow, like, the only two choices were like you're going to Harvard or you're probably going to jail multiple times. Those were the two options.
Yeah.
And I ended up in the jail class for the rest of the year.
I never took a single AP or pre-AP class. My reason for well, that's not true. I took one pre-AP class, and my reason for that was because I had friends in those classes, and I said, "What's the point?" And they said, "I'm not really sure. I think it works better in college." And I said, "Will I get accepted into college if I don't?" My parents were like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, then I'm not going to," because it's literally like 6 hours of homework for AP classes.
It depends on the college that you're going to. Like, I think they are important for some things, but they're not for other things, like film school at the Art Institute.
True. I took one pre-AP class, and I was like, actually, that one was kind of fun. I had some good teachers. I had some bad teachers, but I had some good teachers. That teacher was great because she would regularly go on rants about how crap Romeo and Juliet was.
Yeah.
Mostly she was just frustrated because she's like, everyone thinks this is a love story. These two kill each other. These are two angsty 14-year-old stupid kids that decided that they matter more than their families, than society, than any repercussions that they could possibly have done. They just went and killed themselves. That's what the story is about. So all you people being like, Romeo and Juliet, such a sweet story. No, they're literal children. And just like every day, it wouldn't even be about Romeo and Juliet. We'd just go in and we'd be reading like the Odyssey. And she'd be like, have I mentioned Romeo and Juliet? So she was fun. And then she got pregnant and had to leave for most of it. Then we had a substitute, and then that class sucked. Because
Yeah.
that substitute didn't
Yeah, it was
rant
always the
about
worst
shit.
when good teachers had to leave.
Yeah, definitely sucked. Yeah, so I had a few good classes, but
Yeah.
I'm mostly glad I never have to go back to high school. Sorry about those who are still doing it.
Good news, it's over one day.
Actually, what's really interesting is, so like,
Send us some press the buttons in the chat, guys. We're gonna go ahead and
yeah.
wind this down.
yeah, do it. What's really interesting is I went back to McNeil, my high school. Never mind, I didn't say it. I went back to my high school as an adult that then went and mentored kids at that high school. High school is so different now.
Yeah.
So different now. All of the weird alternative gay kids are cool.
Yeah.
They are. They
makes
really
sense.
are. Like, there were so many kids that, like, were mean, and I'm like, why are you so mean? They were just popular.
Yeah.
They had, like, pink hair. And I'm like, that was really not cool when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see the tables have turned, but I'm sad that they're... Bullies are still bullies.
Right.
It literally doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But anyway. Oh, right. Press the buttons. That's
Press
what we're
the
doing.
button. We got one right down there. Is what
I'm
is-
reading
Oh, okay.
the chat. All right. Okay. Press the button.
From Pufflemaster.
Yeah.
Teleportation, but you cannot move by any other means, and you must jump at least 5. What is
Meters.
it? Again? Meters.
Yeah. Don't know what meters
What
are.
do you, where do you think we are? I don't
Is
know what a
meters like
meter is.
roughly the size of an alligator, or like more like a dog? What is a meter?
Do you measure everything in animals?
I'm just trying to do it the American way. Doesn't have to be animals. It could be other things.
The most
Like half a boat, or like half a canoe, or
so when you say you have to jump, does that mean you have to jump off of something in order to do it?
oh, I
that
don't
be-
know. I
that-
don't think so. I think they just meant you had to jump.
Well, you
with
can't
5.
jump up 5 meters.
3 feet is 1 meter.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think. Okay, I can't. I don't even know if I can jump 3 feet.
Or do you mean you teleport like in 5 meter increments?
A meter is a
Is that-
large
is
step.
that
I'd
the-
say a golden retriever dog. Okay, I now understand the size of this. Okay, all right. So 5 meters, 5 golden retrievers. I don't know about this.
So it either means you have to. So jump isn't teleport. He says so you can't do it any other way.
Oh.
So like basically your only movement is VR teleportation.
Oh, but you could teleport anywhere.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, I would do this. I
that,
think
that could be pretty cool.
if you could literally teleport like anywhere, I would sacrifice just like
If you
simple
can, especially if you can
movements.
like go through things, if you can like get through locked doors and stuff, then
It would
then
become
yeah.
like second nature to just like know you have to do 5 meter movements instead of
Right, yeah.
normal ones. You would just learn to live with it.
Yeah.
Though the first few years might be rough as you continuously run into things and just like,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna move there, and then you like bump into like everything in your kitchen. I like this though. I like this one. That one was actually really fun.
Yeah, it was.
I would definitely do. If I could also teleport further, could I also teleport further? Wasn't it teleport but?
You have to be at least 5 meters. You can't jump less than 5 meters.
Okay,
at
yeah.
once.
I love that.
So that means you can teleport like to the other side of the world.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
Which means you can do huge jumps, but you can't like do like. Well, so that would just mean like I got to get to the kitchen. Poof, France. Poof, kitchen. Right? Like you just
Love
like
it.
you just have to make a detour through somewhere else first.
It's really fascinating though, because I'd wonder about like the repercussions of such a thing. Like, what does foreign policy look like when everyone can teleport?
It doesn't exist. The world is plunged into chaos.
True.
There's nothing you can do.
True. Let's see. Do we have any? Push the button. You could talk to and understand every cat and dog in the world, but you won't be able to understand anything a human says.
As much as I love cats and dogs, I think probably the things they have to say are far less valuable.
I agree. I don't want that.
Yeah, probably would not push that button.
Push the button. You can control the universe. Oh, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, what if you like talk to your dog and you find out he's just like kind of a douche? That would suck.
Yeah, that would suck. Press the button. You can control the universe in a 20-foot radius around you, but lose 2 years of your life every time you use it.
Control the universe seems
Like just god
really
powers?
vague because I feel like if I could do that, I could just negate the negative aspects
think
of
it's
that
god
of that
powers.
rule.
No, god powers accept that.
Accept that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except that you lose 2 years every time that happens.
So you can literally it's just infinite like universe tweaks, just anything you want to do.
I don't
but
think
you
I would
just
do
lose
it.
2 years
I don't think
each
I would
time you do it. So it's like wishes, essentially. It's like you have an infinite number of wishes for the rest of your life, limited only by you spend 2 years for every wish that you
Yeah, but at the end of all of
you
those
do.
movies, the takeaway is that maybe we should all just accept that humanity is beautiful in its
Wishes
own
were
way.
inside you all along.
No, no. Did you listen to what I said?
Yes.
I'll kick you. It was that like maybe we should all just appreciate what being a human really is, including
Right,
the
yeah.
struggles and all of the hardships, because being God is not what we're meant to be or whatever.
Yeah.
I just would rather live a long, boring life as a human than a very short life as a god.
Probably. Turning on cheat mode in video games usually ruins the game anyway. I don't want to do that in real life.
Except for Sims.
Except for Sims.
All right, I think that's all of them.
I think it is. Thank you guys for tuning in. What do we got coming up today? It's Thursday. Looks like later tonight we have Drawing a Blank with Rachel.
Yay!
It's going to be her art stream at 7 p.m. Central Time.
That was good.
Be sure to tune in for that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're going to go keep organizing and cleaning and stuff.
The Alchemist of the Sun says, "Hey Kyle, what's happening with Ding Dong Ditch and Door Monster podcast? I haven't seen any uploads on either channel in forever."
Yep, I haven't done any of them. We've been very, very busy, unfortunately, and I have not been keeping up with them, and I very much apologize.
Starting in June. As soon as June starts,
soon as
everything
I
will go back
can,
to normal.
I'm going to upload freaking everything.
We're really behind.
I've been wanting to pretty much every day. We just haven't really had time to because we did a whole bunch of stuff all at once. So I do apologize that they haven't been available. One day they will all go up at once, and then it'll be part of the daily schedule to just keep it updated from that point on. So
Yeah, these will be uploaded. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Can we June
was just-
June 1st? That's like 5 days away.
I can
something.
I can make yeah probably.
Yeah.
We just have to pick an afternoon and work on that instead of like house stuff or something.
I have a
Just have to-
video. My channel hasn't been uploaded in like weeks, maybe
Yeah.
like 2 months even. I think it's because I was working on one big video, and then Kyle broke his back, and then we moved, and everything sucks, and so
Yeah, just a thing keeps happening. I guess each time but yeah,
We'll get there.
We will get there.
it's weird. The content is being made.
Yeah.
It's not like things have stopped on our end.
Actually,
they're just
yeah.
stopped on your end.
Right.
Sorry.
It's just backed up. It'll all appear all at once. I think we have a sketch going out tomorrow.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Ricky and Ian and Matt have been working on a D&D video.
Yeah.
And then another rule show goes up next week, and then I'm gonna make an Animal Crossing video at some point too for the next
What's
month.
up the next Monday?
Not sure.
Cool.
We'll find out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow. So see you in the morning.
Bye.
Bye.